welcome back to December Daily. Comfy Cozy up here, and we're going to be talking about some Caribbean books. But before we do that, let's get into a journal mood. And the word of the day today is wherewithal, and we are going to be writing about that. So I probably did a spread before this. I'm not sure if I'm putting it before this or after, but yes, I am definitely enjoying today's sunny weather, natural light, here for it. So we're going to get into some Caribbean books now. And what I would say is every year I tell myself I want to get to 25 Caribbean books in a year. I read I haven't done my total yet, but I'm up to about maybe 110 books or close to 110 books. And I'm thinking to myself, I have yet to read 25 books in a year that's Caribbean books. I am at 11 for this year. So it's even less than last year. I'm hoping to fix that next year. I'm hoping. It's a high possibility I can. There are some really good Caribbean books that's coming out, and also I have backlist books that I still want to read. But nevertheless, at least I got 11 out of it, and I enjoy a majority of them. So I'm just going to give you a rundown of what I read, what country they come from, liked it, what I liked about it, but not a full review because all these books I did a review on. We have The Village Weaver by Mariam A.J. Chancey, and this was the book selected for Caribbean, but I also read it earlier in the year when it just was released. Absolutely love this book. I just like Haitian authors who write books and incorporate their culture in the book, and the storylines that's just very much rich, and you just can't, you suck it up. And I love family drama. I love family drama that has secrets. I love friendships, and I love people who are what was going on in Haiti at the time, certain parts of this story, because it's a lot of things I don't know. So I love that. The second book is A House of Plain Truth, and this one is Donna Hemmings. This is a Jamaican author, very new to me, and I thought this was one of those, like, I find out my culture when we do family story, it is always shady mess, shady secrets, that they hold on to, and then when they die they expect the other generation supposed to like figure it out or clean it up or clean up their mess. That's what this gave me. Now I like the story, but but there's some parts of the story that could have been better, but nevertheless I still liked it. I think this is one of those ones that you're gonna have hit or misses of people who really like it, and those who are just like, but I like that kind of messy storylines in Caribbean stories, so that's probably why. The next one is a book that I absolutely love. This book was fantastic, and that was The Island of Forgetting. I'm glad I write this time. I don't know why I always want to say forgiven, but Forgetting, and Jasmine Seeley. This book was amazing. Everything about this book is just so good, and I was so happy I picked it up. I've seen it so many times and on Instagram, and I'm always like, oh, I'm gonna pick it up, and never did. I got it this year, and it was worth the read. And this is Barbados. Then we have Brought Up Sea by Christina Cook. This is a Jamaican author. This is a debut author, and this is another one that I feel like you're gonna either love it or hate it, but I like how it was told, because the simple fact is you do have this young woman who's dealing with her sexuality. She's dealing with grief, and she's dealing with belonging, and she is having to deal with the fact that when her mom died, her father scooped up her sister and took them to America. So there's that taking a rob. You didn't even get to grieve properly, and then you were taken away from the life and the country that you know. And when her sister went back, eventually she decided to go back, and more so to visit her sister, because they had a brother also. There's three of them actually. Brother also, that something happened to him, and there's that another grief to deal with. And while she's there, she's doing the things that she thinks she can get away with in Jamaica, and she cannot. I thought this was one of those off the wall crazy story sad story at the same time about my culture, but also there's parts of it that is just so realistic in terms of when it talks about sexuality in my culture, when it talks about religion in my culture, when it talks about the communication within family, very realistic. I absolutely love the ending. There's that moment of with her sister that I really loved. But one of the things that I noticed a lot of people did have an issue with this, they wanted to know more about the sister because you don't get a lot about the sister in this, which I feel like the author absolutely should do a spin-off and talk about the sister, because I feel like the sister storyline is probably just as powerful, even maybe even better, because there's so much you don't know about the sister in this and how she just decided to get up and go back home. So that's another issue that that I thought was interesting. But I enjoyed it. It wasn't the best thing ever, but I really did like it. Then we have some romance, and we have Love Scam, and this is Riza Adam. This is Antigua, and I've read all the books from her before, but she comes with it. These are two couples where their friend decided to set them up, and they end up on a on a trip, and then realize that they were being set up. But it was cute. And then there's Trouble. This one was spicy. This is a short one, very spicy. It's very much poly relationship going on with this. Yeah, it was spicy. That's what I'm gonna give you. Then we have Sweet as Sugar, and this is Camille Hernandez-Ramdwar, and this is Trini, and this is a short story collection. Love it, love it, love it. I love it. I don't read a lot of Caribbean short story collection, and I need to, because I always find them really, really good. And this one, she's spicy with this. She give you a mix of things that's happening in Trini. She gives some Jamaican culture mixed in this, some Cuban stuff mixed in this. She put it in there. And I had this book for at least 2 years, and I decided for Caribbean that I was going to read it, and I'm glad I did. This is a well done Caribbean short story collection. Love everything about it. I love even the immigration stuff, and you know, there's a variety of things going on in this, but they're still all connected. There's also that weird but interesting theme within the story that connects all the story. I thought that was a really good one. Then there's the nonfiction, We're Alone. This is Edward Dadicat, Haiti. I'm so glad I was able to meet her back in September at Brooklyn. Excuse me. At Brooklyn Brooklyn Book Festival. So, and got her to sign all my books. But I love her her essay. This is a collection of essays, and with the kind of writer she is, like where she's telling her story about her writing, her teaching experience, mentor, people she look up to. I thought that was amazing. We have Ring Shout, and this was a subscriber pick. This is a Trini author. Did not care for this book. I'm just being honest. It just wasn't for me. Alright guys, so I'm back. Had to get something to drink. I have no idea what's going on. Hopefully I'm not getting sick, because the weather has been really crappy. But I didn't feel sick this morning. I didn't feel sick before I sat down. I was doing all this talking. Now I feel a little weird. But let's finish this. Alright. So we have Let Me Liberate You, and I spoke about this book about maybe 2 weeks ago. Very entertaining. It wasn't that great. I thought it was like a 3-star book, but it was funny. You felt very Caribbean for sure. You felt like you were in Barbados for sure. A lot of the shenanigans that was happening in this story will definitely entertain you. But you know, with so much that was going on, it was missing something for me that I was like, I don't know. But I did laugh a lot, and I appreciate this. And then the last book, which is book number 11, was Island Christmas, and this is Kylie Browning. Well, and I have to talk about the fact that she's not really a romance author. She's historical fiction. She is mystery. So sometimes when authors jump into a genre they don't really write about, you can tell. And in this I could tell it just wasn't it for me. I felt like it was missing something. I also felt like because it's a historical romance, it would have been really nice if it was well developed and just made into a full length, because I think there's so much stuff that could be added and make this a full length book that I would appreciate. But I struggled with this one. Even though it's a short story, I struggled. I was over it after a while, like, okay, let me move on to something else. So for right now, I mean, I'm still happy that I read some, you know, good books, but at the same time, this list is way too short for what I want to be able to read in a year. I really want to work on next year getting to that 25 books. Closest I've ever gotten was, I think, 17, and that was a really good year for Caribbean books. But I'm hoping next year that a lot of books come out, and also I can find backlisted books, because I know there's a lot of good backlist book, and I do own more books that are on my unread shelf that I need to get to. That will be a good thing for me next year, is, you know, read what I got, and I do have some decent books that are backlisted I know I need to get to. But yeah, so I'm gonna end this here, and work on this voice, get me some lemon tea or something, because this ain't it. Not trying to end it here, not being able to speak, I sound terrible. But anyway, we're gonna end this here, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's video, and thanks for watching. But yeah, before that, what is some of your favorite Caribbean books you read this year, or Caribbean books you read this year that you would like me to read, or just in general? Because I want to keep, you know, being introduced to a lot of other Caribbean authors, especially Caribbean from smaller islands that are not popular. Let me know, because I need to get to that 25 minimum books for next year. Like, this is 11 books. This is terrible. Terrible. I need to do better. I need to do better at reaching my goals. So, alright guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.